What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Big Stacks Porzingis, and here we are, finally, the first episode of the 2K20 My League series. As y'all just heard the intro, obviously that means I've picked the My League instead of the My GM. But for all of my people that voted for the My GM, please don't be upset. Potentially, maybe one day, I'll do a My GM series. Like I said in the first episode, I just got to navigate the mode, see what it's like. Understand the kinks and anything that's going to get in the way or anything that I can fix to make it smoother. But I appreciate everybody's feedback. I read all the comments. That's what made me go with My League. A lot of y'all was like, just do My League, have full control, do whatever it is that you want to do. So first and foremost, we're going to go to the My League. And like I said in episode 1, I'm trying to keep these videos between 10 and 15 minutes. So I'm going to just start right in the regular season. We're going to start the mode. And here we are, y'all about to find out what team I decided to go with. And it's all because of y'all. I legitimately read every comment. I listened to everybody. A lot of people had some in-depth feedback and gave reasoning why instead of just saying, do this team or just do this mode. They gave a reason. They gave some potential, decisions for me to make. And with all of that taken into context, with all of the thoughts I've had, plus all of y'all comments, I decided it's time that I go to Oklahoma City and rebuild this team. I'm glad that y'all picked this team. I like a lot of the stuff y'all was saying in the comments. This is a team that I decided to go with just my own general thinking. Just based off the fact that they don't have a face of the franchise. This is a team that I'm going to be able to strip down top to bottom. They have a few pieces that we're about to go over. But before we even get to that, all of this right here, I'm going to just cut out. Like, auto-generated rookies, we'll just do that for now. As far as the settings, the draft class, and all of that stuff, I'll just set all of that up off camera, in between the episodes, so we don't have to waste too much time. But I will be inserting a real-life draft class. I got to review some. I've seen a couple realistic faces and accurate, height and weight and everything like that, but I just think that they overrated the players a little bit. They had one too many 80s, some high 77s or high 78s. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to tweak some of the ratings and make it a little bit more balanced so that, during the 2-year sim, a lot of those rookies from that class won't be like 90 overalls in just a quick sim. But, yeah, as far as my settings as well, I'm going to go and I'm going to research, different people who's uploaded different settings and see who has the best sliders and settings to make everything challenging but realistic at the same time, and to make sure we really have a challenge. But this episode is just a quick view. It's an overview of what we have throughout the organization from a staff standpoint, from a roster standpoint, and then I'm gonna go into detail about what my plan is for every part of the organization and what I'm really trying to do as of right now, as the start of the beginning of the season. As we go on, different things may change. I may change my mind about different things, different players, different people, or whatnot. But before we even get to roster, you know what? I'm going to just go to the front office. Or no, I'm going to go to... What can I not find my staff? Where's my staff at, y'all? Help me find my staff. Somebody in the comments like, this is the staff. It's right over there. Okay, I see it. Of course, the front office. So, quick overview of the staff real quick. We have the CFO, Andrew Moore. He's here on a 2-year contract for $1.1 million. I think I'm fine with that. His potential is an A-, and right now his business is a B. So that business can potentially go up to an A just off of his potential. I think I'm fine with that as of right now. I might get in the mode or get in the mood where I'm just like, I want to clean house. I want to get everybody up out of here. But seeing that we only have the available budget at $3.5 million, I might have to keep a couple of these guys. And if I have to keep a guy or two, I would prefer it to be the CFO and like the trainer and maybe the head scout, so that I can clean the house with the head coach, the assistant coach, and then the assistant GM. I would like to choose of my choice. Good thing, assistant GM is on a 1-year deal. He's making almost $500,000. His potential is not really that good, but I guess it's because he's already peaked out. He has an A in training and an A-. Seems solid, but I don't know if he's going to be my guy going forward, just because I want to pick my guy. Head coach, Billy Donovan, obviously. The C+ in offense, the C in defense, and then a B potential I'm not real thrilled about. And he has 2 years left, so we might have to fire him in the middle of this year or at the end of the season. but I don't know or don't think that he's going to be the guy for us. I think the main thing we need to do, or the main thing we need to think about, is who is going to be the guy that's going to step up and be the head coach. I can kind of guarantee that Billy Donovan won't be here that long. So now we have to go into the thought process of who could potentially replace him. Do we look at some of these young, unproven guys that we don't know about, like a Gabriel Taylor? Do we give him a shot, or do we wait to the end of the year and try to go and take somebody else's coach? Or maybe, we be the team that gives Sam Cassell or one of these popular assistants their first time, being a head coach. I'm looking through the league, and a lot of these coaches, Ryan Saunders is on a 1-year deal, but you see Terry Stotts is on a 2-year deal. Ron Adams, who is a guy that's always usually in a coaching search, he's tied up for 4 years. As I'm scrolling through, it's not a lot of guys that'll be available. Udoka is always available, so he's on a 1-year deal. I like him. He comes from that Popovich Spurs tree. I usually try to give him a shot or bring him onto my coaching staff and pass my league series. I always put him on my staff. But as I'm scrolling through, I'm not really seeing too many guys that might be available. Guys are getting extensions and they tied up, like Sam Cassell. He's a guy that's assistant coaches I would, look into to give a head coaching spot to on my team. Former point guard. He's been around. He's been on a lot of coaching staffs. It's under the Doc Rivers tree, as you can see right there. And, I know he knows the game of basketball. He was a part of the Wizards coaching staff years ago when John Wall made that transition into becoming a guy who can, add the mid-range and shoot the three better. He was a part of that process, so I always pictured him as a guy that I can see becoming a coach sometime soon. Other than that, we got Nick Van Exel. He's tied up. But yeah, it's not a lot of guys that are going to be open or on the market. As I'm looking, I'm seeing guys tied up. A lot of long years. Unless somebody is legitimately getting fired, we might have to take a chance on one of these unproven names and, see if they can develop our players or, grow with our players. Pop obviously has the 1-year deal, but I don't see him going anywhere. 2K might let him test the waters, but I doubt he'll go anywhere. And then our assistant, I'm a guy that assistant and head coach is kind of is one and the same. I look at it like a marriage. So if Billy Donovan's going, so is John James. And then our head scout has deep potential. I don't like that. Luckily, he's on a 1-year deal, so he'll get the boot. And then our trainer, he has A in training. So, we might keep him, but I might look to see if there's some better options going forward. He's on a 2-year deal, so we might be stuck with him just for the money's sake. When I look at the head coaching thing, it's $5.7 million. Okay, I was looking at it wrong. As I scroll through, I see that the available budget is the budget for each positioning. It's not the overall budget for the entire staff. So if you look in the top right corner, you'll see available budget, but you'll see it change as I change the position, as I go from CFO to assistant GM, head coach. So we have almost $6 million for the next head coach of this team. And then every other position, we have at least $3 million. And that means that we'll be able to go out and really find a perfect guy. So I might fire some of these guys. Even though they have 2-year deals, he's making this amount. I'm not going to care because I see that we have some money to spend and play with. And I want to make sure I put my imprint on this organization from the get-go. I want to put my stamp on the entire organization from the start. Not just the roster, but everything. So that's what we're looking at with the coaching staff. I mean, to give y'all my full plan before I even quick exit out of them real quick, my full plan, vision, and focus for this coaching staff is basically to get a young players coach. I want a guy who, maybe if somebody can get fired, we can get somebody we're familiar with. But if not, I would like to go get somebody young, somebody that's looking to push the tempo, somebody that could potentially, develop players. I'm really looking for somebody that's going to come in and not only coach, but develop guys. And what I might do is I might try to go out and let me see if he's even on a game. He was hired recently, but no, see, he's not on the game. Rico Hines is a part of the Kings, and he's the player development for the Kings now, for the Sacramento Kings. I don't know if y'all familiar with Rico Hines, but he has the open gym runs during the summer. He trains Pascal Siakam. He's trained James Harden, Lou Williams, guys like that. What I might do is I might insert him into the game my damn self and let him be a head coach. Or I might, give a name that we all know that may not be in the game and just make them a head coach, or bring them back like Mark Jackson is a guy that's never in the game, but I always sometimes hire a coach and you can go in and edit a coach, change his name, change his appearance, and just making who I want to be. So I might do that, make it fun for us. Might go and hire a former guy or somebody that we know that's in the coaching search in real life but might not be on the game. I might go and hire King of the fourth quarter. I might go get, do something fun and fresh. But I just want somebody that's going to be able to develop our players, put that first and foremost, be a young players coach, and play the type of basketball that we want to play. We want to spread the floor, we want to run up and down, but we also want to have versatility on, not only the offensive end, but most importantly the defensive end. I'm all about switching, being able to guard multiple positions, and that's the way we're trying to play basketball going forward with this team. And I want that assistant coach to be a reflection of the head coach, and then I want the assistant GM to be a reflection of me, so that we all are on one page. And as far as the training, the scouts, and the CFO, I just want the best of the best. That's all. The best of the best when it comes to that. But now, most importantly, right now we're at the roster. So first and foremost, our best player is Chris Paul. And like I said in the first episode, when Chris Paul was acquired, everybody knew there was no long-term plan for him to be a part of this team. So my vision and my goal for him is just to get him out of the door ASAP. If we can trade him before the season even starts, or after game 1 or 2, that would be perfect for me. I would prefer him to not even ever suit up as an Oklahoma City Thunder. Just let him go somewhere where he can play some meaningful, valuable basketball. Let us get some young talent and clear the opening for guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to just get those minutes to go out and play and develop and do what we have to do. It's going to be hard. The first thing that comes to mind, obviously, is the Heat. I'm going to try my best to work with them. I know they got expiring deals like Goran Dragic, Myers Leonard. So if we can go over there and get the money right, and hopefully, they'd be willing to do it with us, I would love to trade with them. In real life, they've been a little iffy. They've been trying to get Justice Winslow. I don't think I'm going to ask for that. I just want to unload the contract. So if they're willing to take it, hopefully we can do the deal. Danilo Gallinari. With him, I might not be as willing, or I might not focus on trying to trade him as fast as I am with Chris Paul, just because I have to see what team is going to need him. So he may be a guy that we might have to hang on, a couple months in, getting close to that deadline to see what contending team or playoff team that's on the hinge of making the playoffs could really use him. He's a versatile guy, can play the 3 or the 4. So what team out west, out east that's trying to push the playoffs or go from middle of the pack to contenders can really use him? And at that point, I want to see exactly what I would want. How valuable is he? Steven Adams is next. Another guy that's kind of like Danilo Gallinari. I don't know if I'm gonna try to trade him instantly. If I can, man, if I could trade all of them in the same day before the season, that would be beautiful. But realistically, I just don't know if that's out there. It's a lot of teams that's kind of set in stone. So in order for those teams to know exactly what they need or how much they really want a guy, we might have to let them play a couple of months. Steven Adams, I know some teams out there that's looking for serviceable big men. The Celtics are one of them. The Mavericks, the Spurs. There's a couple of other teams. That could use the Kings. The Kings are a team that are really intrigued with Steven Adams in real life, so I may be looking to do something with them. I know that the asking price the Thunder were looking for was a pick, a young player, and somebody that can make the money work out. I don't know if I'm going to be looking or asking for all 3 of those things. I may just want a young player. So if we do something with the Kings, I may just try to make the money match, but then I might just want Harry Giles. Just give me something I can work with. If there's not a player, give me a pick. If there's not a pick, something that I can work with. It doesn't have to be a 5-star, high potential guy, but something of some sorts of youth. That's the main priority I'll be looking for from all of these guys. Some type of youth or some picks, and mostly just with Chris Paul is just getting off this contract. Well, Gallinari, Steven Adams, and then Dennis Schroeder is also a guy that I'm going to be looking to unload because I know he has a lot of basketball in his tank, and he can really help a contending team coming off of the bench. And he's making that $15 million. I really don't want to be tied up with anybody that's making $10+ million on this roster just because we're in a rebuilding stage. So I don't want to really pay anybody that type of money. And Andre Roberson, last but not least, he's the other guy. So we have 5 legitimate guys that we're going to be putting on the trade block before this episode ends. We're going to be Andre Roberson, Dennis Schroeder, Steven Adams, Gallinari, and Chris Paul. They'll all be going on the trading block. Hopefully trying to get rid of Chris Paul as soon as we can. The rest of the guys, we might have to keep them around, let them build some value up, see what teams open up and need what. It's hard for a team to say that they want a guy when they don't really know how they're going to pan out. So That's what it's looking like for those guys who are going to trade. For the rest of these guys, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is obviously going to be a guy that we're going to claim as untouchable. He's going to be a guy that we're going to focus on trying to develop. He's going to have the handcuffs off of him and just free, let him off the leash, go play basketball, develop as much as you can. Nerlens Noel is a guy that's going to be here. He's going to hang around if he creates some value for himself and can pick up some traction to be traded at the trade deadline. Cool. If not, we'll just let him walk at the end of the year, or maybe bring him back if he plays, solid basketball. But at the $1 million contract and at 25, I don't feel like I just have to get rid of him. He's a guy that can stick around, especially at that 6'11" frame, just catching lobs and defending the hole. He could be a guy that can stay. Mike Muscala, he has a player option. I'm pretty sure he's going to accept it, so he'll probably be around. He's only $2 million, so I'm not really looking too crazy at him. He's 28. He's just a guy that'll come in and eat some minutes up for us at the power forward position. Nothing more, nothing less. If a team's interested and we can, unload him for like an expiring deal of some type of veteran or somebody that's not really even valuable, we'll do that just so we don't have to pay him for next year. But if not, it's fine. Same with Eric Moreland. 1-year deal. These type of guys, we're not really too stressed or pressed upon trading or trying to find something to do. At the end of the year, they can just walk if there's no player option. Terrence Ferguson, only 21 years old, 71 overall. I'll try to go and find his potential and see what that is. But he's a guy that I think we can develop. A guy that has shot the ball real well since playing with Russell Westbrook. His potential, as you can see, is a B. It's an 83. So he can be something for us eventually down the line if we can develop him right. And again, that's a part of trading the Robersons, trading the Chris Pauls, the Dennis Schroeders. When we get rid of all those guys, minutes for him, legitimate, real 30-minute, 35-minute games will open up for him to go out there and experiment and just play and develop. He has an A- for the 3. He's athletic as hell, can get on the wing, get dunk. He's long with the 6'7" frame. There's a lot that we can do with him. We can play the shooting guard or the small forward position, which I like. Very versatile on the wing, and that's all we really need for guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Be able to defend, have some length on the wing with Terrence Ferguson, get on transition and be able to finish, and then also be able to knock down shots behind the perimeter. And I think Terrence Ferguson is going to be able to contribute that in the near future. Justin Patton, he's only 22. I like Justin Patton. He's real big, 7-foot frame. He's on a 1-year deal. I think he's going to have like a qualifying option or a team option for us to pick up and bring back for a couple more years. He potentially could be a solid rotational big man. His potential is also a B at an 84. So I think I'm going to keep on to him because I really like his game. And I think he can turn into something, especially since Steven Adams is going to be out of the door. Mike Muscala is not really going to log in a lot of minutes for us at the 5 position. Darius Baisley, the first-round pick from last year, 19 years old, 70 overall, 6'9", power forward, small forward. He calls himself a big guard. He embodies the versatility that we're looking for in today's game. Positionless basketball is what he embodies. So if we can develop him and get him to his fullest potential, he could potentially be a star. 85 potential. Like I said, 6'9", can handle the ball. The B minus 3-point shot, the B minus mid-range game, the B plus inside game. There's a lot here. His playmaking is a D, so I would like to try to focus on his playmaking and maybe see if that 6'9" frame with some increased playmaking and some ability to knock down some shots with his athleticism, if we could try to mold, maybe not the exact type player at the elite level of a Greek Freak, but if we can get a miniature Greek Freak or a Lamar Odom-esque type player out of Darius Baisley, even a Draymond Green, because he's 6'9", can shoot the ball. If we can get that playmaking up along with the athletic ability and get that defense awareness up, we could have a diamond in the rough. We really can. But I want to do that with him. I want to explore the playmaking and really focus on that for him this year and maybe see if he can take on that type of role at the 6'9" frame. Deontay Burton is like, Nerlens Noel is the guy that's around. At 25, it's like he's not young, he's not old. His contract isn't eating us up alive, so he may stick around depending on how he does. Diallo, we like him. Athletic, only 21. The 3-point shot is what we have to focus on with him. But it's another young guard, another young wing, full of energy, full of potential. We'll see what his potential is. Maybe lower than the other guys, but it's still something there. 83, B minus 83. I like it. it's something we can work with. And those are going to be our guys that are going to be untouchable. Nader's the same thing as Nerlens Noel and Bird. You know, they're here. If they play good, they'll be able to stay for another year or so. If not, we'll just let them walk at the end of the year. But right now, because we'll just do it on this screen, there should be a screen where we can, yes. So, untouchables. We're going to have 5 untouchables, which is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I don't even know if I'm going to keep them up here as untouchables, because, I mean, if the right deal comes across, if we have to give up, you know, Terrence Ferguson, if we're going to get somebody legitimate, or, you know, then we probably will. But as far as calling us and asking for guys, I don't know if teams should really be trying to call us and ask us for Darius. None of these guys. None of these guys. And then on the trading block, Chris Paul, Gallinari, Steven Adams, Schroeder, and then Roberson. So we have a legitimate 5 guys on the trading block and a legitimate 5 guys who are untouchable. And you can see the value standing up next to them as far as the stars. You see Shai has 3.5, Terrence has 2, Justin has 2, Diallo has 1.5, and then Darius Bazley has 2.5. So we got some guys that have some value and some potential. All of them have 83 plus potential. And then we have some guys who have some value as far as the trade market goes. The least value that we have is Andre Roberson with 2 stars, and that's even higher than I expected for him. But Schroeder has 2.5, Steven Adams has 3, Gallinari has 3.5, and then Chris Paul has 3.5. So that's good to see. As far as what we're going to do with them, where we're going to go, I'm going to leave that to episode 2. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. Series episode 1 with the Oklahoma City Thunder, GMP. We're going to turn this thing around from top to bottom, and I appreciate all the feedback. If y'all have any ideas or any trade destinations for those guys, or some things we can do with those untouchable pieces that we have up there, I'm going to give it another look on the screen. If y'all have any ideas or anything y'all want to see with these guys, let me know. Talk to me in the comments. I will definitely read them all and try to put them into the series. It's your boy Big Stacks Porzingis. I'm out.